Hey guys, Clunks here, and welcome to another episode of my FC24 Manchester United career mode. It's been a while since the last one. I've not been very well, but we're back onto it now, but you might have to bear with me as I'm not 100%, my throat's still a little bit dodgy, but we should be able to get through it and crack on with this series. If you missed the last one, head back and check it now in the description below. But if you did see it, you'll know that we are currently in the January transfer window. We've got the deadline day, which will be today, but in the last episode we did sign a couple of players. We signed Højbjerg and we signed Araujo. But today we are looking to sign a striker because we are not scoring enough goals. As you can see, we are sat in 7th, currently with 33 points. We are 9 points off Manchester City, who sit in that 4th place spot, and we've actually played a game more. So again, a striker in to really push us into that top 4 is a big one, because in the last episode we did get knocked out of the last competition other than the league that we were in, of the FA Cup. So we need to get that top 4 spot to at least do something that the board wanted, otherwise we might be in trouble. Okay, so we've got 53 million to spend on this striker. We're not going to sign anyone else, we just want this striker. So we got a decent amount of money, we should be able to get someone decent in. So these are the players that I was looking at. So Alvaro Morata is someone who we could potentially go for. He obviously used to play in the league, he played for Chelsea, kind of flopped there, but he's done well since leaving. But hopefully we can, if we were to sign him, he would do a good job for us. Patrick Schick's the other one, another player I was looking at. Ace2 overall, decent, might be an option. Ollie Watkins, look, he's decent enough, but not quite at the quality I think that we're looking at currently. We need someone better than Ollie Watkins. We've got Sebastian Haller, looking at him. Honestly, what's putting me off him is his acceleration and sprint speed. I need someone quick because we need someone to get behind the line. We've got Højlund and Girassi. We got Girassi, which is kind of the same player as Haller. So we need someone who can get in behind the defence. We have Mauro Icardi on here as well. Again, he's kind of a similar player to Girassi, so probably not going to go for him. Now, Timo Werner is someone who definitely isn't lacking in that area of the pitch. Very pacey. Again, a player who has flopped at Chelsea, but a player that has currently re-signed in the Premier League. So maybe the most realistic signing might be Timo Werner, because Spurs obviously haven't gone in for him in this window. So it's an opportunity for us to maybe go for him. I did also look at Benzema and Dybala. Dybala is another player who was like, maybe, but decided no, we want a striker, not a centre forward. And Benzema would do a great job in that position, don't get me wrong. But again, the pace lacks and he's getting old, so it's not really the signing I want to make. Jonathan David, another fairly pacey striker, someone who we could possibly get. But overall, I was looking at Morata, because Morata isn't as quick as Werner or David, but still quite quick, and definitely someone who would get us goals, I think, because he has decent shooting and finishing. But overall, in the end, I did decide that Timo Werner is the player that I want to bring into the club. So we went in with an offer of 28 million, which was his valuation, accepted straight up. Fantastic, half of our budget, so we still end up with some money. He wanted 94,000, quite happy to accept that, gave him that, and there's the confirmation, we've got our striker in Timo Werner. So Timo Werner will slot straight into the first team. Hopefully he can bring us the goals that we need to get into that top 4 this season. So as we're advancing here, we got an offer for Atalay by India. We're not looking to let him go, we don't want to sign him. He's a decent backup goalkeeper, so we rejected that. We then had an offer from Real Oviedo to loan Dan Go. Well, they actually wanted a loan to buy, but I don't want a loan to buy, so I countered it with just a loan offer. So we'll see what they say about that. And Barcelona wanted Garnacho, but we rejected that. The Man City came in with an interesting offer here, which I looked at it and I was like, like Luke Shaw is a good player, and I want to keep him, but I almost did take it because of the Ake, but decided not to, rejected it. And there was a couple of more loans here with Mebry getting an offer, but they didn't go through in time, so those loans didn't go through. But that is the end of the January transfer window. So today's episode, now moving forward, we will play 3 games. We've got West Ham at home first up next, then we'll play Aston Villa away, before then ending the episode against Luton Town away. Just before we jump to that West Ham game, I actually had a couple more offers. I had a big offer from Barcelona for Rashford. Clearly they want a left winger, but we rejected that. We also then had a offer for Dango, which I think I rejected, and another offer for Garnacho, which I rejected. Then we had a loan offer for Højlund. Now I looked at this, and I've not been impressed with Højlund at all. He's not scored the goal, so we accepted that two-year loan deal to head off to Frankfurt. So hopefully he accepts that. So jumping into the first game of the episode, this was the West Ham team. So they have Fabianski, Emerson, Zuma, Alvarez, Johnson, Kone, Coventry, Douglas Luiz, Kudus, Paqueta and Wilson up top. Then our team was Onana, Malacia, Martinez, Arao, Dallo, Højbjerg, Casemiro, Fernandes, Marlon, Rashford and Timo Werner up top, getting his debut. So the first chance of the game fell in the 13th minute. Martinez with a good tackle to win the ball back. Fernandes plays into Werner. Werner trying to get around his man. Plays a poor ball into Rashford, but Rashford ends up winning it back. Then Werner plays a nice ball into Rashford. Rashford then cuts it back to Bruno Fernandes, gets a bit of luck, takes it on his left foot and off the crossbar. Then a couple of minutes later we had another chance. Højbjerg plays a nice ball into Werner. Werner into Rashford. Rashford first time on his left, but wide. Then from the goal kick we actually end up pressing. Fernandes wins the ball back, gets it to Marlon. Marlon then plays it to Fernandes. Fernandes plays a nice through ball to Marlon, who takes across first time. And Timo Werner's there for a debut goal and headers it home. Not the type of goal that I thought we'd be scoring with Timo Werner, honestly. It's not why we signed him, not for his aerial ability. But if he can add them in, including many more goals with his feet, I'll take it. We take a 1-0 lead in this one with a really nice header though. It is a really good goal from Werner and we will take that. Then in the 34th minute, West Ham were in our box, but we win the ball back. Arao plays it to Rashford. We're on the break. Rashford tries to get around his man, can't, has to cut back, plays a nice ball into Højbjerg. Højbjerg then plays it back to Rashford. Rashford then plays a nice ball to Bruno Fernandes, who plays a really nice early ball to Arao. Arao back to Fernandes, into Werner. Werner takes a touch, striking just over the bar. Into the second half we go then. So Højbjerg plays a nice ball to Malacia, who finds Rashford. Rashford does a skill to get around his man nicely. Ends with Timo Werner, who takes a snapshot. Good save, and Bruno Fernandes is there to score another goal, a tap-in from a goalkeeper. He's had a couple of them this season, but a nice finish. He's got to be there, and we take a 2-0 lead. Then another chance for us. Marlon plays a nice ball to Casemiro, gets it into Werner. Nice bit of skill to get around his man. Plays it to Rashford, opens his body up wide. Then in the 70th minute, it was West Ham's turn to get their first chance of the game, really. Our former player, Martial, plays a good ball into Wilson. Wilson takes a shot, but hits Lindelof. Then ends up back with Kudus, who gets from Malacia easy. Plays the ball back to Martial. Martial to Paqueta, and West Ham do get a goal back. An assist for Martial against his former club, and a good finish from Paqueta. And then later on, West Ham get a chance here, but Wilson's touch is heavy, and Onana picks it up, and that is how the game ends. A good debut for Werner. He gets a debut goal, and kind of an assist. He did take the strike for Fernandes' goal, but we do end up winning this game 2-1. And then when we got back, we had confirmation that Rasmus Højlund will be leaving us for Frankfurt for 2 years on loan in the summer. So jumping into the second game of the episode, this was the Aston Villa team. So Olsen, Moreno, Mings, Carlos, Cash, Zaniolo, Al-Musrati, Tielemans, Ramsey, Diaby and Watkins. And then our team was Onana, Shaw, Martinez, Arao, Dallo, Højbjerg, Casemiro, Fernandes, Rashford, Werner and Donyell Malen. First chance fell in the 14th minute for Aston Villa on the counter-attack. Zaniolo ends up with the ball. He gets around Arao a bit too easily. Onto his left foot, but a good save from Onana. Then 5 minutes later, Arao with a very poor clearance means that Musrati can get a nice headed ball back to Watkins, who's clean through and finishes, and Aston Villa take a 1-0 lead. A bit disappointed on our part. Arao's clearance should have been way better than that, but we're 1-0 down. Then in the 30th minute we get a chance. Bruno Fernandes ends up with the ball. He plays a nice ball into Højbjerg, who plays another nice ball to Marcus Rashford, takes a strike, good save from the keeper, takes another strike, and it hits the post. Then straight from the second half kickoff, Aston Villa play a ball back to Tielemans, who plays a nice ball into Jacob Ramsey. Plays a nice ball back to Watkins, to Tielemans again. They're playing it around us nicely, back to Ramsey. A bit of a poor pass there, but they end up with it, with Dallo getting tackled from Diaby. Diaby then gets a nice ball to Watkins, a nice back heel to Tielemans, who scores, but I don't know how he scores. I do not know how Martinez has not ended up with that ball. I don't know what he's doing. I was fuming when I saw that one in. He's gone in for the tackle and he's kind of just pulled out of it. He's just got knowing what he's got. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain that. Disappointing. Then we get a big chance with Timo Werner in the 77th minute. He takes a strike, gets lucky to end up with the ball. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. He has to put that in. Then a couple of minutes later, a poor clearance this time from Aston Villa means Højbjerg can head it into Bruno Fernandes. Nice ball to Timo Werner, takes a strike and another good save from Olsen. Then heading into the final moments of the game. We're 2-0 down, but we end up winning the ball back with Casemiro getting it to Marlon. Marlon plays a nice ball into Werner. Kubo plays a nice ball back to Timo Werner, who gets it onto his right foot and does finish. It's too little too late though. We're not going to get another one. But 2-2 for Timo Werner looks like a decent signing so far. We get one final chance. Daniel Marlon puts a ball in. Diego Carlos gets it out. Dallo with another header. Kubo with a backwards header, but tame and easy for Olsen. And that confirms a 2-1 defeat here. Disappointing the way we lost. That Tillemans goal infuriated me. I don't know how Martinez hasn't won it, but it is what it is. We'll have to jump into the next one. Then just before we got into the Luton game, Wan-Bissaka actually messaged me saying that he's had enough and he wants to go. He's not playing enough. Fair enough. So we will be looking for a right back in the summer with Aaron Wan-Bissaka leaving us. So this was the Luton team for the final game of the episode. They had Kaminski in goal, Giles, Anderson, Kambula, Osho, Doherty, Townsend, Samuel Okonga, Clark, Huerta and Patrick Bamford up top. And then our team was Onana, Malacia, Inacio, Lindelof, Dallo, Højbjerg, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Girassi this time instead of Werner, Kubo on the right. A fast start from us this time. 9 minutes in, we get a ball into Kubo. Kubo plays it to Girassi, plays it off to Rashford. Nice ball into Bruno Fernandes, and a really nice finish. A beautiful little goal. Nice bit of team play. We've had a couple of them this season. We haven't had enough of them though. But a nice finish from Bruno Fernandes to make it 1-0. Then pretty much from kickoff, we press and Bruno Fernandes wins the ball back. Girassi gets the ball, plays a nice ball to Bruno Fernandes, who's put him one-on-one with the goalkeeper for his second goal in 15 minutes, and he does put it away. Bruno Fernandes is on a hat-trick within 15 minutes of this game. Really nice start from us. But after that fast start, nothing really happened then until the 55th minute. We play a nice couple of passes around the defence. Back into Højbjerg, plays it out to Casemiro. Casemiro with a nice ball into Bruno Fernandes. Good first touch and a nice finish to finish off his hat-trick. A really good a bit of play from us and a really good performance from Bruno Fernandes. Gets, I think, our first hat-trick? I'm not 100%. I think it might be our first hat-trick of the season. A good, you might have to correct me if I'm wrong, but either way, we end up winning that game. Nothing really happened after that. We take the 3 points. That's the most important thing. 3 goals from Fernandes, 3 goals from us, 3 big points. When we got back then, although we've had a decent episode, 2 wins and a loss, overall the club aren't happy. I was expecting it, so we're kind of under threat at this moment in time. This is how the league table looks then to end the episode. We stay in 7th, still that 10 points off 4th. We need a we can't slip up anymore. We have to win pretty much every game now if we stand any chance of getting into that top 4. So a big episode in the next one. We have Fulham to start off with, but we then play Manchester City in the second Manchester derby of the season. This time we are off to the Etihad, so we need to get a win there. Like I said, we have to win every single game. We then head to Everton and we will then sim the Sheffield United game. First sim of the season, see how that goes. But if you guys have enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and subscribe. It's been a decent one. Like I said, we had 2 wins and a loss, but we're under threat now. The board aren't happy, which I understand. We're out of every single competition and looking very unlikely for that top 4, so we just have to make sure that we are anything less than perfect and we might get the sack. So we have to win every single game, no room for slip-ups. Hopefully that will be the case. But we've got our striker in now, we've signed what we can. Hopefully that'll be enough to get us where we want to go. But until next time, take care guys.